Welcome to the David Pakman Show. I'm David Pakman. It's great to have you here. Coming up later on the show, we will have follow-up with producer Louis Motamedi and TV director Natan Pakman on Louis's belief in the paranormal, in predicting the future, in the possibility of premonitions and psychic mediums. Over 100 emails plus countless Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter comments about this. And the most brilliant part of it all is Louis doesn't think anybody finds this interesting. So, Louis, later we will address that. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
And Louis also today sporting a number of T-shirts, but I guess the top layer from where I'm sitting appears to be the blue version of the David Pakman Show T-shirt. So a lot of these T-shirts, Louis, being sold, a variety of colors and styles available at davidpakman.com/gear. Does this one fit you better than the other, or what's going on?
I can't really tell because I had to hurry to put it on over another T-shirt.
Right.
Because I was running behind on time.
Right. So
feels pretty good, though.
100% recycled material. Cotton scraps and plastic bottles is what the T-shirt is made of, and these things are flying off the shelves. Please start sending in your pictures wearing the T-shirts. Now, I can think of some funny scenarios for T-shirts that will get on the show. Pictures with the T-shirts. If you are wearing it and you are talking to some conservative candidate or something like that, that's good. If you could somehow get, like, for example, Michelle Bachmann to wear the T-shirt, to wear your T-shirt in a picture, if you then wouldn't need to burn it, that would make for a funny picture, right?
What if you're wearing it while, like, planking?
Yeah, or, you know, if you're into the whole new planking craze on the internet, then certainly wearing the David Pakman Show shirt while planking would be good. Any funny scenarios you can come up with, or just send in a picture of yourself wearing the T-shirt. We've sent out so many of these. It's now time to start seeing the pictures, I think is fair to say, Louis.
Sure, yeah. We'll compile some type of page with all the pictures.
Exactly. And the best ones we'll get on the show. Now, if you notice me scratching myself during the show, it's because I'm actually sunburned and I'm starting the peeling phase at this point, Louis. I was in Mexico over the weekend, and I was just there a few days. I think I had SPF 70 sunscreen, okay? I think within 20 minutes of getting to Mexico, I was already sunburned. I don't even think I was out at the beach yet, and I already had a sunburn. Has that ever happened to you?
Not that quick.
No, not that. What I actually think might have happened is that the sunscreen was a scam. In other words, it wasn't really sunscreen. I can't explain anything else. I applied and reapplied every time in and out of the water. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know what to say. Maybe the sunblock is just not effective.
I really don't know. And I'm not totally sure, but I think that there was an attempt to elicit a bribe from me made by the Mexican equivalent of TSA.
Really?
I don't think I'm misinterpreting the situation. They have a rule. You know how in the U.S. I think it's like 3.5 fluid ounces of liquid is the most you can have in one container when you carry on. And as you know, Louis, I don't check bags. It's just not. I just don't do it unless it's a dire, extreme situation. I don't check bags.
Right.
So I had my carry-on. On the way back, however, the limits are apparently 100 milliliters, and I had some. Interestingly enough, because of the sunburn, I bought some of that aloe gel. You know, that stuff, the gel. You know about it.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
You put the gel on.
You put the gel on. That's pretty straightforward. I had that in my carry-on, and that was over 100 milliliters, and they had to do a secondary search of my bag, a very detailed search, and it turned up, and there was that. And actually, the scam sunscreen was also in there. That was also over 100 milliliters. Mm-hmm. And they pointed both of those out. A young lady in the Mexican equivalent of the TSA, airport security. I don't know what it is. And I think that they kind of implied. Natan wants to talk now, but I want to finish my story, and then he can chime in.
Okay.
She kind of said, yeah, you know, you can't bring this on. And I said, oh, okay. Just assuming she would throw it out and let me go on my way. And she just kind of stood there looking at me. And then she says, you know, kind of like, yeah, you know, you can't really bring it on. You're not supposed to. And I said, oh, okay. And we just kind of sat there awkwardly looking at each other for a few moments. And then I said, is she trying to get me to pay her to take these on? Because the aloe was like $8 and the sunscreen was like $8. So what level of bribe would even be worth it instead of just buying another one if I really need it?
Right.
So I just said, okay, that's too bad. I guess throw it out. And she said, okay, sorry for the trouble. And I moved on. You think she was trying to elicit a bribe? I really think I'm not misreading that.
I don't know. I can't tell. I wasn't there. I can't judge her
It's possible, though, right, Natan? Or what did you want to add in?
It's Mexico. I'd assume that's probably what was going on.
It might be.
No, I was going to just ask something totally different. Like, what was the brand of sunscreen that you had?
I don't remember, but I don't want to say because I don't want to.
Oh, no, you should say.
I really don't remember.
Right. Well, I mean, it could be that you have scam skin, or it could be that you have scam sunscreen, I guess.
Scam skin.
Just bad skin. I mean, if your skin wasn't prepared.
Bad genes.
You know, like equatorial sun that they have down there in Cancun, it's pretty harsh.
The sun was hot. It was hot for sure. And my dad actually once had to bribe a Mexican military guy at the airport. He kind of got left behind. He was traveling back from somewhere in Mexico. He fell behind the group a little bit. And as it happened, it wasn't late, but he would say there were 15 minutes left to get on the flight before it was supposed to leave. And a military guy kind of stops him and says, wait, where's your whatever paper? And he said, no, nobody else has that. Nobody told me I needed whatever that paper is. And says, no, you've got to have that. You've got to have all these things. You need to show me or you're not going to be able to go. My dad says, I don't need any of those things. I'm going to miss my flight. And the guy said, listen, unless you give me some money, yeah, you are going to miss your flight. And my dad gave the guy $100 and made his flight.
It's a pretty good chunk of change in Mexico.
Yeah. No, it's like 1,100 Mexican pesos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what to think. And then, of course, this doesn't happen very often, and it wasn't because of the plane, but there was some delay in departing to come back from Charlotte Airport, and I made the mistake, I believe, of having fish in an airport. I had been in Mexico for days, had no problems at all with the food, so I figured I'm back in the U.S., I'll just have the fish at the airport. It was a seafood place. Bad idea. Sitting on the tarmac waiting to take off. It was pretty stormy last night, and I start feeling a little bit queasy. And instantly I'm starting to think, uh-oh, if I'm going to have to throw up on this flight, this is not going to be good because it's for obvious reasons. And we hadn't even taken off at this point, and it's going to be stormy.
Did you check for one of those little bags in the...
I pretend not to even notice the bags because I don't even want to think about it. But fortunately, I just sat very, very still. I was queasy the entire flight, but I didn't move, and I just sat there. And I managed to make it back to Hartford Airport without any incidents or anything since then. Just very weird. I mean, I was sweating profusely and just feeling a level of nauseousness that I can't even describe to you, Lewis. But not because of the actual turbulence.
I was going to say welcome to my world, but...
Right. For you, it happens because of the turbulence, right?
Mm. Well, no, just the inertia, if you will.
All right, well, I don't know what else to say.